Hi YouTube. Figured I'd just give you guys a quick tour of this mini bike that I had built. Um, I spent a lot of time on this one, put a lot of work, put a lot of thought. Top speed on this bike is 53 miles per hour. It's running a Predator Ghost engine. Still got the stock carburetor. Got a nice little angled air filter just to make sure that my legs don't crash into that. I got a tachometer on here, which reminds me when to service the engine. Currently, I have it set to service every 50 hours. Little tiny gas tank. If you guys recognize the frame, this is a Megamoto 80 frame that I've just kind of done some modifications and upgrades to. We did put the doodlebug bracket in the back so we can actually run functional hydraulic brakes, which I did lose the grommet for, but I used some foam tape to create a new grommet, and it works perfectly. I'm just waiting till this one gets chewed up because I'm probably going to do the same to that one. Some of the future planned upgrades, I need front brakes. This fucking bike goes 53 miles per hour. It's stupid to run just rear brakes on this thing. Needs front brakes. I do plan on installing the swing arm kit on here. As you guys can see, one of my other upgrades is a spring-loaded chain tensioner that puts a lot of pressure on this chain and keeps it tight under all conditions. Also keeps it nice and perfectly aligned. As you guys can see, like that's almost straight up to the engine back there. So we got our chain alignment right. Some of the parts that I put on here, as you guys can see, the suspension forks, that's a new part. I did put the Go Power Sports mount plate for the 212 engines in there. I did also put this gas tank on here with the tachometer, as you guys can see. Now, this bike, I actually did get through a lawsuit. I was sued over this bike because the engine that was on here was actually like a Predator 212 stock. And this guy said it could go 60. He said he changed the valve springs and a bunch of work on the engine, which I still have that engine back over here in my engine graveyard, right next to a Honda, which also died. But that engine used to run on my Fat Moto, which I'm going to be doing some work in the future on this thing. It needs a new rear rim, needs new brakes, everything. Of course, it needs an engine. I'm going to delete this, and I'm probably going to put Predator 212 in that frame. Runs 91 octane. We got a nice little Go Power Sports chain guard on the side here, which is also pipe clamped to my fucking tailpipe. And as you guys probably know, pipe clamps, these aren't the most reliable solution. That's why I have 4 on the gas tank, because I've already had one of these fuckers snap. I either need to get better quality pipe clamps or I need to figure something out. Or hose clamps. I'm sorry, I didn't say quite the right name for it. I did get a Department of Transportation approved motorcycle helmet that actually arrived today, brand new. Really nice, I like it. It's one of the cheaper $60 helmets. I don't know, fuck. I got the pulse pump on here, which I stole this from a Honda engine. Works great with the Predator Ghost. The only issue I'm having currently, which I still am trying to diagnose, when I give it gas from dead start, this engine hesitates. And I'm thinking it has something to do with this and the carburetor and the settings I have on the carburetor. Because this thing is always spitting out a little tiny bit of fuel. It's always dripping. Which, that's not bad. It's not. I collected the fuel once during a ride to see how much I was actually losing. It wasn't even that much. In terms of reliability, this thing I haven't had any serious problems with it yet. God forbid that I do in the near future and have anything that could possibly kill me. I mean, in its current state, this thing is dangerous, and I wouldn't recommend anybody to build something like this. This engine says competition use only for a very good reason. It's scary. It goes up to 6,000 RPM stock. And I do have I am not sure what the gearing is on this. I think it might be a 74 tooth or a 60 tooth. But I have it straight chained all the way up to an 18 tooth clutch up here, which is nice. And the spring keeps everything nice and tight and locked in, you know. Engine vibration isn't too bad. It starts up nice. I haven't had serious issues. I have had to fiddle with the idle and the air fuel mixture since I put on the fuel pump, which I know some of you guys are looking at this and they're like, oh, the gas tank is up here. Why are you running a fuel pump on here when it could be gravity fed? Well, I kind of just like having the fuel pump, and this fuel pump comes from an engine that was a gift from somebody, so it's just part of the bike. That's the way I'll say it. I like carrying this bike, and I like riding it, and I like having it and maintaining it. I like carrying little pieces that give it character. It's a lot of zip ties and hose clamps keeping it together. The heart and soul of this thing, if you guys saw it in its original state, which I don't think anybody did because I didn't record that, it had those shitty original forks on there. It was zip tied together, and I think I got the gas tank around here that it came with, and I could probably show you how the gas tank was in the frame. It was, oh yeah, here it is. Here's the original gas tank this bike came with, and it was actually zip tied up in the frame where the curvature of the gas tank was like that. So gross. Ick. I don't like that. But yeah, there you go.